Okay, so
Because there's
then
individual
national.
locations.
So that would be national.
Well, I mean, there are many places in the country, so if you want to call that national, it's not like a national poll. It was done from all different jurisdictions around the country, different states, different communities.
That's national.
Yes. Okay. And so, but all I'm saying is nobody, I mean, I'm telling you, in Annapolis, nobody argued that this is going to increase turnout. Nobody did. On the other side, they didn't argue that. They just thought it was good to have people be able to have 4 days to go vote. And I'm just saying 8 days, I don't know if 8 days makes a difference. I
So
think it
what
could
do
be
you
3.
think would make a difference?
Like maybe 1 or
5,
2.
3?
No, as I told the gentleman here, I think you should have it be a national holiday. If you had a national
So
holiday,
then
people
you're back to 1 day.
But if it's a national holiday, then you don't have to go to work that day.
So it's 1 day is what you support.
I'm
If it's a
willing to.
national day, 1 day is what you're supporting.
I said I would support that. I don't mind 1 or 2 days early voting too. I don't think you need 8. Like I said earlier, there's a gentleman, Barry Raspar, who's not a Republican, who wrote and explained that that is actually being detrimental to elections by having so many days to vote. That's what he believes, not me. That's what he believes. And if you get a chance, look him up on the internet. I think it was on MarylandReporter.com. Then last year, look up Barry Raspar and talk about early voting. And he talks about how he really felt like it's detrimental to our election day to have so many days of voting. It really takes away the specialness of elections, and people just don't even consider it important anymore. I'm saying that's his point of view, not mine.
So I'm trying to understand, based on your comments about early voting, you said you support a national holiday for voting, but then you say you would not be opposed to 1 or 2.
Right.
So which is which?
No, why can't you have both?
I'm sorry?
Why can't you have both?
That's what I'm asking you. Would you vote to have both?
I'm saying, I'm open to that. All I'm saying is 8 days to me seems too much. It seems that it's taking a lot of taxpayers' revenues, and you're not getting any more back for it because the same people are voting who voted before.
Right, so I think we all understand that you don't support the 8 days, but you could go either way.
Okay. I'm open to discussing it more.
Okay.
Anybody else? I know that time is almost up, but I mean, I'd be happy to take any more last ones if anyone has them. I do want to thank you for coming out. I appreciate everybody's comments. You know, as you can see, I didn't screen these. I don't just pick and choose. I haven't picked and choose people to come here, and all I would ask you is you should demand the same for my opponent. Yes, sir.
We had some comments here about the Department of Planning and Zoning. And one issue that I know has been going on recently was the business world trying to take property that was under agricultural preserve and turn that into industrial property. Why is it even a question on Department of Planning and Zoning if that was in farm preserve?
I can answer that real quickly before you're done. Our farm is in preserve. Excuse me, my father bought a farm in 1977. I grew up in Albany, by the way. So I lived on the east side of 29 when I was a kid. And my dad bought a farm when I was in college. And he put it in preservation in the 1990s. And he got paid. And that's the way it works. And my dad, with his eyes open, voluntarily said, okay, if you pay me this money, I will not develop it. I think that includes industrial uses. But I do believe in farming. I think we need to do what we can to encourage farmers to be able to continue to farm. The difference with this is whether or not you consider it industrial, I think you're talking about mulching, industrial mulching to be the same thing as farming. I don't necessarily believe that. And I live on a farm. You know, bringing in trucks from all around the state of Maryland with mulch materials and taking it to a place and having it be all processed and then taken out somewhere else, nothing was happening on the farm. So I don't see that as a farming. But I do want to tell you, I'm a big proponent of the right to farm. I will tell you, I get very frustrated when people have a farm for hundreds of years in their family, and someone comes and lives next door and says, you know what, it smells. I'm sorry, you moved next to a farm. The roosters are too loud. I'm sorry, they were here before you. So I'm a big believer in that. I just don't think the industrial aspect of it is not right. And so, that's a big issue with DPC and whether or not they knew what they were doing and whether or not they were trying to get someone by everybody. Fortunately, that got caught. So that's something where, again, we go back to DPC and making sure that we get people doing things that are
That's a
right.
great example of politics working properly at grassroots. And that is, unintended consequences came to light, and the community said, wait a minute, this is not what was intended. And we successfully got it back to where
That was a real good effort on the part of the
It
community.
was. was. The struggle I have, though, is I believe people knew what they were doing. Not the council. I believe DPC knew what they were doing. And I believe the person who requested it knew what they were doing.
Well, that's the whole point, is that there were unintended consequences brought about by people manipulating the system to their advantage.
So I wouldn't call it unintended consequences, I would call it intended
Well,
consequences.
I don't know. How would you say it's okay to do that, but
No. Clearly, in my mind, they knew what they wanted, DPC knew what they wanted, the council didn't know.
Correct.
Because they had 150 amendments come in the last moment, and I lived there, so I don't blame them, but I do blame DPC, because I think DPC let somebody get a special deal, and they knew it from the beginning, and they were hoping no one would notice. That's my problem, and I do think that's not politics as usual, beyond that. And we shouldn't have had to have a preference, everything was going to. Okay, we're at 8:30, so